Hey everybody, yet another reading. This one we're going to be dealing with the positivity of a new venture or proposed venture of some type. Maybe a new enterprise in terms of a job that you want to start up, or just a great idea that you've had to do some new project or what have you. But it could also mean the birth of a child. So that's kind of what we're looking at in this particular reading, because it also does indicate that there is very potentially a new love coming your way. So, uh, and of course, the love could also be of your project, but in this particular case, uh, especially for Berkana, for our future, it refers to more of the physical variety. You know what I'm saying? So it talks about not only new love, but fertility and a birth. So, if you are indulging in a new relationship of some kind, and you're not looking to bring any progeny into this world anytime soon, be careful. Use protection and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not your mom, I'm not your daddy, I know, but I just want to put that out there right now. It seems to be a lot of fertility floating in the atmosphere, so, for what it's worth. All right, so overall energy for the week is still that of Kenaz. Kenaz in the upright. Again, it talks about creativity, spark of inspiration, someone's technical abilities, that light bulb moment, the fire of inspiration, and things of that nature. But it also talks about not only clarity in the light of day, but it talks about rapport, passion, and sexual love, like I was alluding to. That's the overall energy of the week, and it's also the future for us for today. Now, the present energy, not so good. It's Radho, but Radho in this case is, there it is. It's in the reverse, okay? So Rado in the reverse talks about, like we talked about yesterday, an upset of plans and things unexpectedly coming into our life that we now have to attend to. Delays, challenges, crises, rigidity, wanting that safe place that we're accustomed to, our usual chill mode, environment, that kind of stuff. But it talks about being in that state of stagnation or stasis. Sometimes if we don't do it ourselves, spirit has a tendency to move us along, to keep us moving. So with that sometimes comes irrationality and disruptions, dislocation. Perhaps a demotion is the cause of this, delusions. But what it also talks about is the possibility of a death. Now, this death that we've been talking about is something that's been looming over us for quite a while now. So, having said all of that, I send out, my regards and, hope that you are aware of this, and are preparing for this, that it's not something that's going to simply blindside you. We've been talking about it for months, but if there is somebody in your life that is ill and you already know that they only have so long left to live, then I hope that you're spending that time with that person, enriching it as much as possibly can be done. And if you do get caught unawares, then again, you have my condolences, in advance for, what little that's actually worth. I know. Now, in terms of our obstacles and challenges, we have a very positive rune actually, and it's Thor's mighty rune, Thurasaz, and it's in the upright, which is good because it empowers all the other runes around it, or energy around it. And since the overall energy is that of inspiration, rapport, sexual lust, things of that nature, that can be very positive, especially in lieu of some of the more negative aspects that we're seeing, like, possibly death and so on. So, of course, with death, there's also regeneration and rebirth and things of that nature. So the show must go on, so to speak. You know, the third talks about the giants. You know, because Thor himself was half giant purportedly, and he fought giants in all the 9 realms to protect, you know, those worlds. So it talks about thorns, and you know, just to signify that of the plant. You know, a rose basically has thorns to protect the flower, and so on, and that's what it symbolically is getting at. So it talks also about the reactive force or a directed force of destruction or defense. Thor didn't mince words. He just hammered his way through problems, so to speak. So it talks about the instinctual will and possible catharsis. It talks about tendency towards change. So we're seeing change quite a bit in the last 2 days. And it talks about perhaps purging oneself. And again, vital eroticism, regeneration, fertility, and male sexuality. So we are seeing a lot about, you know, the sexual side of humanity, in particular from the masculine perspective. So again, with fertility being here twice already, and we're going to see it a third time, wrap it up if you plan on using it, okay? Now, as far as our help and advice goes, we have I saw in the upright. Now it talks about, again, stasis, being static or stagnant. Think of things that are cold, right? Ice, solidify, solid, it does not move. Same kind of a thing when we're talking about from the subatomic level. Atoms, the colder they get, the less they move, okay? And we see the movement in the molecular sense as a form of heat that's being generated. So the more the atoms move, faster they move, the more that we perceive it from our standpoint as being something hot. Okay. So we're looking at ill feelings, a separation of sorts. We're looking at frustrations and psychological blocks, including those that come from grievances, which could denote the death that we saw of both talked about yesterday as well as today. So it talks about a standstill, somebody that should wait at this point to see what is to come, to go within, seek clarity. You know, and you do that basically by meditation and trusting your intuition as well. Okay, you can go into prayer, things of that nature. It's the same thing, just done a different way. That's all. Okay. Now, the future outcome again is that of Berkana, and it is in the upright. So Berkana talks about the birch god, the great birch goddess, who is likened to kind of like Mother Nature, Mother Gaia in a sense. Takes care of the world, flora, the fauna, the animals, as well as the protector of women and children when they pass over into the new world and so on. So it talks about purity, birth, again, talks about fertility, growth, liberation, regeneration, and renewal, the promise of success and new beginnings, love affairs, new birth, and the proposal of a new enterprise or venture. So as I'm stating, yes, this could be talking about the birthing of a project that has been very much a part of your desired bringing into fruition or what have you. But it's also warning us in no uncertain terms, thrice in this reading alone, the very possible and potential bringing in of a child if you're not careful with all the sexual passion and energy that's very evident. So, with that being said, I'll leave you to it. You're all grown-ups. This is not PG, rated material that we're talking about. We're talking about Vikings after all. And I'll just leave it to your imagination. So, with that being said, stay victorious out there. And until we see each other again soon, and this will be my last reading, I think, at least for right now. But I'll see you guys very, very near future. Until then, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend and everything else. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. God bless.